My parents locked me outside in winter for years until my body stopped feeling cold. So I destroyed their house with mold and never looked back. They spent the next 3 years fabricating evidence until the FBI arrested them. The manila envelope arrived on a Tuesday morning while I was at school. Inside were printed emails, dozens of them, supposedly from my account to various online friends. The messages described in detail how I wanted to hurt her, how I'd been planning it for months. There were screenshots too, search histories full of queries about elder abuse laws and how much money people inherit when their grandparents die. She was sitting at the kitchen table when I got home, the papers spread out in front of her like evidence at a crime scene. Her face had that same look Mom used to get right before locking me outside, a mixture of disappointment and barely contained rage. "Sit down," she said, not looking at me. I dropped my backpack and slid into the chair across from her. The afternoon sun caught the edges of the papers, making them glow. "What is this?" I asked, though I could already see my name on the emails. "You tell me." She pushed one of the printouts toward me. "This is your email address, isn't it?" I picked up the paper. The email was dated 3 weeks ago, sent to someone named Mark 47. It talked about how my grandmother was old and weak, how easy it would be to make her fall down the stairs. My stomach twisted. "I didn't write this," I said. "Your name, your email, your IP address." She tapped another paper. I had my neighbor look at it. He works in computers. I grabbed more of the papers, scanning them frantically. Each one was worse than the last. Discussions about poisoning food, about pushing her in front of cars, about waiting until she was asleep and holding a pillow over her face. The search history showed queries I'd never made about inheritance laws in our state, about how to contest wills, about what happens when grandparents die without other family. "Grandma, I swear I didn't do any of this. Someone made this up. Who would do that? Who even knows you live here?" The answer hit me like ice water. My parents. They'd been silent for 3 months, and I'd been stupid enough to think they'd given up. "Please, you have to believe me. Look at the fonts. They're not even consistent. And this timestamp here, that was when I was in school. You can check with my teachers." She stood up slowly, gathering the papers back into the envelope. "I need time to think about this. Grandma, go to your room." I spent the next 2 hours pacing, trying to figure out how to prove my innocence. The emails were good fakes, but there had to be flaws. I opened my laptop and logged into my actual email account, but of course there was no record of the messages. They'd been created completely outside my account. At dinner, my grandmother barely looked at me. She pushed food around her plate while I tried to eat, though every bite felt like sand. "I called your parents," she said finally. My fork clattered onto my plate. "What?" "They're very concerned about you. They said you've been showing signs of violence for years, that the whole mold thing was actually you trying to poison them." "That's insane. They locked me outside in winter. You know they did." "I know what you told me, but these emails, and your father sent me photos of the mold damage. He said you admitted to doing it on purpose, because they left me alone for a week. They went to Hawaii without me." She rubbed her temples. "I don't know what to believe anymore. Believe me, please. I've never lied to you. Haven't you? You told me you discovered your cold resistance by accident, but your mother says you trained yourself to withstand it so you could hurt people without them knowing." The room spun. They'd taken every truth and twisted it into